gamut of just letting your bank line go wild. And actually, if you leave it alone, stuff like this will come in eventually. But we're here today to get some plants and maybe help that situation along. There is lots of things you can do, and I'm not an expert on all of these, but the stuff with the blue arrows is actually pretty low-cost options that you can do on your own for the most part. The integrated approaches require, more heavy equipment. The joint plantings we talked about, where you can plant it between the concrete, and curb walls and root wads are more elaborate. I'll talk about those real quick. But, okay, so this is kind of a fuzzy diagram. It tells a lot. So one of the things you can do is you can stake your ground with plant material up on the higher slope, not in the splash zone, but up here, and kind of fortify it with stuff that's going to grow. And then another option is to do what they call these fascines or bundles, and you take bundles of plant material, and it sprouts up from the bundles and holds it in place. And that's almost acting like the terrace, holding it in along the way. And then another really popular option is the coconut log or core log. And you can put that down at the bottom in the splash zone, and it holds it in place until the plant material can actually grow into it. And then over time it biodegrades, and then you get the plants. And then you can also, if you have a more dynamic and eroding situation, you can fortify something like that even further down with some smaller concrete rubble, but down on the toe, so in the medium low water area, so that you still access your bank. All right, a brush layer. I'm not too familiar with a brush layer and how that would work in Louisiana, but I know that alligator weed is a lot of times a good option because it grows really thick like a mat. And you could, if you've got a lower, like a 1-on-5 or a 1-on-7. When I say that, the slope 1-on-5 is for every 1 foot like out into the bayou. So for every 1 foot going this way, for every 1 foot going deep, you're going 7 feet out. So you have so there's 1 to 7. So this is going to be a real gradual slope, whereas a 1 to 3 would be a more abrupt slope. So when you've got a gradual slope like that, you can probably do this. In time, the alligator weed it's just holding it in place, but you need to fortify that by planting plants in there as well. So it almost acts like a biomulch. Fiber cloth is another very similar technique. And here again, this is best used on a more shallow slope. But you put that down, and it's like a coconut fiber. And then the plants and stuff, you sprig the plants in between, and it holds it in place until the plants can come up and take hold and take over. And that's the whole concept, basically. Here's a core log or a coconut roll, coconut fiber roll. And see, they put that down at the base of the splash zone, then come back in and plant cattails back there in the splash zone behind it, and then work their way up the bank with stuff that's less water tolerant. Okay, what's the advantages of bioengineering? It's cheaper. A lot of times you can do it yourself. You typically do not need a permit. Some of this stuff where they're cutting into the bank, meanwhile water, you're moving material, you're moving earth and stuff like that. So that would require a permit. Lower maintenance, aesthetic value, better looking than concrete rubble. In-stream and riparian food and cover. And with that, with the cover, you reduce put more shade on the bayou, you reduce the temperature, it's better for fisheries. It also provides sediment filtration, improves water quality, and attenuates flood peaks. So,